Alright, hey, how's it going, everybody? So today I just thought I would make a quick video. Hopefully it's going to be 30 minutes or less. Just kind of taking you through my daily farm and what I do as a, I would say, closer to end game player. I am getting ready to go into Dark Dimension 3. I'm already starting to decide what characters I'm going to gear up to Gear 15 and eventually go into Dark Dimension 4 with. So yeah, as you can see, this is my first time logging in today. This is a core calendar I bought. I thought it was a pretty good value, so I picked it up. Yeah, so I'm getting free cores every day, so that's pretty nice. Pretty cheap offer. I can't remember exactly how much it was. You can see the winter special calendar here. This is what? Gold Orb? Okay, so Gold Orb, so that's nice. Always take extra Gold Orb frags for no reason. We got some energy coming tomorrow and some screen time currency. Nice. Those screen time orbs are awesome, by the way. And then, of course, my daily login one. Today's the 23rd, so I'm right on track. Haven't missed a day. And then the ISO calendar. This resets every week. So yesterday I got my 10,000 red star orb fragments. And then these ISO orbs can be pretty beneficial, especially if you're grinding up towards a certain character. As you can see, we just finished up one of the Greek raids. So first thing I normally do is I just come into these orbs and I open really quick. Typically don't need anything from these, so I kind of zoom through them pretty fast. Currently it is 8 o'clock my time, so I'm going to go into the supply section real quick and buy everything I need before the store resets in about 55 minutes. So here is a Gear 14 unique piece, so I'm going to buy this. I always buy those, and then these Prometheums are a superior piece, and I'll show you what that means in the actual gear tab, so you have something to like kind of correlate it to. Just keep scrolling. I'm doing pretty well on purple gear ever since my orb opening, so I usually just go to the bottom and buy out all the greens, because one of the daily missions is buying 3 things from the supply store, so I usually just kind of do that. I'm doing good on war currency, so I don't need to spend anything on that, and then I don't have any Blitz orbs, and I'm just kind of hanging on to these and using them as I need certain kinds of gear. I just checked yesterday. I'll go into the orbs and show you. So you can check here, and then this is a way of checking all the characters in the raid store. So the only ones I currently need shards for are Aim Infector, and then over here the Merc Soldier. And as you can see, I'm almost done with him, so pretty soon I'll only be needing one character out of the raid store, and then this currency is just going to be sitting there for me for the most part, unless I need specific purple gear. I think that's the best value, so that's what I spend my raid currency on probably the most. Going to the arena store, my daily farm is Corvus Glaive. He was added in pretty recently. As you can see, I'm already doing pretty well on him, and my orb opening the other day really helped with that. And then kind of just click through here. I mentioned in my orb opening video that I pretty much only exclusively spend on character shards, and the shards I'm currently working on are X23. I went pretty hard recently in this store. I promoted a bunch of people, so I don't really have any currency for this. But come, I think Christmas actually, the orb opening, or the Chaos Theory event, which requires Wakandans, will be back, and that gives you tons of different promotion credits. I could show you. It gives you these silver ones, and it also gives you these gold ones down here. Not in crazy quantities, of course. Go into the orbs, open up this one. So like I said, these are just nice, because once you get around to deciding on who to upgrade your ISO tiers on, that currency is pretty nice because it reduces your grind time on specific like types of ISO. Alright, so that's the supply section. That's what I normally do, and then I jump into the arena just because of the refresh time. It's about 15 minutes between battles, so I usually try to get in here pretty quick and get my first battle through, and then hopefully by the time I'm done with the rest of my daily farm, I can go back and knock out that second arena mission. This seems manageable, maybe, so let's go in here. Pretty comfortable with this team. I've been doing pretty fine with it. So let's go in. Recently just brought my Emma up to Gear 14, so she's a pretty solid pick. She's a really strong character, so that's why she's in there. My Black Order as a whole is not strong enough to dominate in the arena like other people say they are, or they recommend, you know. Mine are considerably weak. If we go out here and check view teams, so this is my team, and as you can see, my Thanos and Ebony Maw are probably they're the two strongest from my Black Order team, and they work well as standalone characters. So that's why they're just kind of chilling here on their own. So I'm going to use this ability right here from Thanos. I'm going to put this offense down on Black Bolt, but it's kind of pointless considering that Phoenix is just going to strip off all the negative effects on that team anyway. Let's get them to target our Phoenix real quick. And then what does this do? Barrier, negative, slow to all enemies. Let's actually hang on to that, because when Hela throws out her debuffs, we'll be able to strip those off really fast. So normally Ultron would have summoned by now. Something with the turn order must have got messed up. So let's just get a big hit on Hela. Nice. So she didn't actually spread negative effects like she was going to, and then Hela's insta-dead because of the counterattacks from Ebony Maw, so that's pretty nice. And then we got the Dark Phoenix to come out, and then we destroyed those Ultron bots. Yeah, let's do a basic. It didn't work out the way I was hoping. So there's certain kinds of, well, I'd have to explain Black Bolt first for it to actually make sense. So never mind there. You know what? Yeah. So we'll target Colossus, and then we'll use Emma's ultimate ability, which is going to mind control the enemy to attack him. So we can knock him to half health. On Colossus, that's a pretty big deal. He's very tanky. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I feel pretty confident that this will do some significant damage. So let's do the ultimate with Black Bolt. And then hopefully, yep, we got the burps. Nice. So we took out, so we just got Phoenix left. We'll do some health stealing. Oh, 1 second, I've got a phone call coming in. Okay, sorry about that. My Nana called, and you know, you can't deny Nana a phone call, so just because arena battles are on a timer, I went ahead and finished the battle. It was a pretty easy win because I had all 5 characters still, and it was just Phoenix left on the enemy side. So after I finish my arena battles, I usually jump into challenges here, and I just kind of auto the highest one I've completed. I find these to be kind of frustrating sometimes, so I don't typically like to try every day. I usually give it a couple weeks until I try it again, because I usually try to, I don't work on characters exclusively for this mode, so I just kind of let the natural progression of my roster kind of dictate when I beat these, because the rewards, they really aren't that much better, so I don't feel it's that detrimental to my roster. So I just kind of auto the highest ones I was able to complete at the time of release, or if I've tried it again since then, that's usually what I go with. So orb fragments, that one's, it's not crazy. The red star orbs are probably the biggest things out of there. Now these ones, it's just like 2 extra pieces of each one, not even for the purple ones, so just the orange ones. So I just kind of auto these ones too. I'm not that worried about it. These I've been using a lot of lately because I just decided to randomly gear up a bunch of the characters that was just kind of sitting in my roster. And then I'll show you what I use my energy on. This is probably something that a lot of people were waiting to see. So I jump in here, or actually, when there's an event character like this going on, I usually jump in here as fast as possible just to get this energy to recharge as soon as possible. So I kind of come in here, auto, get my wins, get my fragments. As you can see, I have an orb ready for me as soon as I go back to the orb section. And then I go back and I refresh using power cores. Now there is a system to it, to an extent, or, you know, kind of. I do the power cores until it costs 100 and then I stop. So I only do the recharges that cost 50 power cores. This is to make my power cores last, and then also I think it's the best value, because you're spending about 200 power cores a day if you do it like I do, and it's netting you anywhere from like an extra orb or 2 a day just doing that. So that's what I use my power cores on. So I'll jump out of here and go back over to the ISO campaign, because the ISO campaign has its own energy, which is super nifty. Now right now I'm not currently grinding anybody's ISO tiers, so I just grind, especially with the double XP, I think that might still be going on actually, maybe not. Especially with the double XP though, I just kind of jump into the highest mission. And then since I'm not grinding any particular characters or classes or anything like that, I just go in for the ions. which is like the currency for doing like ISO upgrades and stuff. So I just jump in here. I don't use cores on this typically. I just kind of go in and use these refreshes here. Now these are rewarded for your daily like missions and stuff like that. So that's what I use those on. So I'm already making some pretty good progress. And then yeah, so I just keep going until these are gone. I let them build up. I don't do this every day. I do this like maybe like once a week or so, where I'll come in and use all these recharge things. Those recharge packs are pretty nice. They have that for their regular energy as well, but because I do, yeah, I do actually have, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then because I'm not actively farming anything right now, I'll just kind of let that chill. Back out, and then so this is what I use my regular energy on. Because of, actually I'll just go into the daily missions right now and show you. So 3 ISO missions. Like I said, I'm just grinding ions at the moment. Campaign missions, I believe the event character also counts for that, but even if it didn't, I've already done so many ISO campaign missions, like that's where, you know, it's already complete for the 10 missions. Auto 3 missions, this one comes from campaign or challenges, so get that pretty easy. Then the challenges themselves, the 3 purchases, and the 2 orbs. So the 2 orbs is super easy. That's those ones I opened immediately as soon as I opened the game. If you go to bed like an old man like me at like 9 o'clock at night, 9 p.m., you wake up in the morning, your 2 orbs are going to be ready for you. So that one you can knock out every single day as soon as you open the game. And then as you can see, you got 3 heroes, or 3 villains I mean, and 3 heroes. So what I do for those is I just pick a character that I haven't grinded up to 7 stars yet, like Hand Blade Master and Shield Operative, and I just grind their character shards for those to complete those daily missions. See, villains 3-6. So I'm just going to auto that. It's nice, clean 60 energy, so it's pretty cheap. Go over to Negasonic. She's a campaign character I'm currently grinding because she is, you see X-Force right here? So she's going to unlock Dr. Octopus for me. So I'm grinding her. Typically with legendary characters, I grind them up all the way to 7 stars. Or I guess legendary unlock characters, because I want that legendary character at 7 stars. So I usually just kind of go out of my way to grind them. He's favorited because I'm currently gearing him. He's at gear 10, and I'm working on getting him to gear 11. So I'll probably open up some mutant purple gear orbs from the Blitz store section. Go in here and grind up some shield operative shards. Just got her to 6 stars yesterday, so just working towards that 7th one. She's not really on a team. This is more like because of the way I build my roster. I'm just working, I'll show you, on the actual map itself. So I believe she was the Heroes campaign character, so we'll just go into the Heroes campaign, and then I believe she's in chapter 2, or maybe 3, or maybe 4. Okay, yeah. So she's in chapter 4 right here. So I just went from chapter 1, and I worked my way towards the end. So I need shards for Bruiser still, which he's not a good character, so I'm just doing it for that mission. And then Bullseye I already have done, so I'll be able to skip him. And, you know, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to keep going until I've maxed out all the characters. And then, so I've actually already maxed out the guys at the end of the campaign, so I don't have that many characters left to grind. I just finished grinding her recently. If you don't have Captain Marvel, I highly recommend, if you can get to this stage, getting back here and unlocking her, because she's a really good character. She's just made farmable, and it's only a temporary thing, so I would really recommend getting that. Quake is going to save you some time in currency from the arena store, so I would recommend grinding her as well. And then Winter Soldier, he's finding a lot of use now that Zemo's in the team, or in the game. He's like a secondary Hydra team, because you got Red Skull and Minions as one team, and then you have Zemo, Winter Soldier, and Crossbones as like the core for that second Hydra team, but you also have Hydra Grenadier, which you get maximum use out of him if you use him with Zemo, so that's why. So yeah, Winter Soldier is actually good now. Like, he was pretty good super early game just because he had a huge turn 1 ability where he did a lot of damage. But yeah, he's much better now that he actually has a team. He's like come back into relevancy because he fell out of relevance for a while. So now that I've finished up my character shards, I'm going to start grinding some gear. So AntiVenom is the next bio character I'm working on for gear 14, and so I'm going to equip that because that's purple gear. I should have equipped that a while ago. So just double check that the rest of these aren't purple. It should be 3 more orange pieces, and it was. So go in here, and then I have to grind up these bio or molecular scanners. So I'm just gonna find, and then it's available in the newest Doom War campaign. So I'm just gonna refresh my energy and spend that and get as many of these as possible. So you need 15 per piece. So it's gonna be kind of a grind, but at least they're farmable now, and I don't have to wait on, like, you know, the RNG of stores to purchase these anymore. Superior marrow extracts and these superior syringes are also exclusive for Gear 14, so I'm going to go in here and farm these as well, because it's the same thing. You need about 15 per piece, so I'm going to need 45 total, so, you know, I've got a bit to grind here. Oh, only 1 piece there, that sucks. Back out, go over here, get these. So these are only 2, so these are only 6 per piece, so I'm looking pretty good on these actually. 6 times 3 is only 18. I've got more than enough, but I've got a lot other bio characters to work on, so I'm going to keep grinding these until I'm completely done Gear 14ing my symbiotes. That's kind of my current plan of attack. So now that I'm done, I'm sorry, I should say, with that, I'm going to go down and I'm going to grind some tech gear, because I'm working on Ghost as well. So the global section of Dark Dimension kind of sucks, just to be blunt, so I'm grinding up some more extra characters to help me through that, and Ghost is one of those ones I've personally, I see the value in using her, so I'm just going to go through and keep grinding some gear for her. These, one of the YouTubers nicknamed these the Exploding Burritos, so that's pretty funny. And then also, I've got these, like, I don't even know what to call this, that thing just looks crazy. So, this is another one I'm working on. Oop, that sounds like an ad. Blah, 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 blah. Don't listen to the ad. Okay, there's the music. What was I doing? Actually, is this? Oh, okay, that's why that was being funny. Okay, cool. Cool. Good stuff. Alright, so, yeah, and it's because of this move right here that I've decided to take her into Dark Dimension. So steal 10% health from all allies and redistribute to all Pimtech allies. This bypasses heal block. This 2,000 health is pretty insignificant. If you play any kind of mobile game, or any kind of hero collector or anything like that, these flat boosts are garbage. So that says 2,000 health. Let me just show you her stats. She's not even a maxed out character by any means. 86,000 health. So 2,000 health of that 86,000, that's like so insignificant. So flat boost is always garbage in these types of games, especially considering the boosts that they get. Let me just show you her passive. The passive is all percent based. So 15% of 82,000. That's insane. But the Dark Dimension enemies have such high health pools that 10% of their health is enough to like completely max out your character's health, especially since it bypasses heal block. It's pretty gnarly. So that's why I've decided to work on her and take her into Dark Dimension. So that's another character I'm currently, I guess I can favorite her. Or, no. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I think if you favorite a character, it makes it harder to grind gear for them. But, I keep the characters that I'm grinding shards for, I keep them favorited just because it's easier than scrolling down into my roster and looking for them. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of lazy that way. So yeah, like I said, I should be good for him whenever he comes in January. He has not, like, an official date been announced yet. But I'm pretty excited to unlock Dr. Octopus just because I can show you my Sinister Six really quick. My Sinister Six are pretty beefy. When they came out, I was like, yes, I love Spider-Man characters, I love Spider-Man villains. So these core 5 right here, I worked on pretty heavily, as you can see. I've got some... Now, I didn't use any promotion credits, so these 6 red stars on Vulture and this Shocker and Mysterio, like, they're high red stars just because I pulled them like that. So I was pretty happy when I pulled those, and then I've got some pretty heavy T4 investment. I've got a bunch in Vulture, as you can see. I've got 2 in Shocker? Yeah, 2 in Shocker, 2 in Mysterio, and I'm actually thinking about doing this one as well, which adds more focus, and then you summon an additional thing, a mirror image, and these mirror images, one of them spawns with this ability to completely revive your Mysterio, so it's pretty insane. Especially once I unlock Dr. Octopus, he makes them like pretty sustainable. So I'm thinking about putting them on defense. I think that would be a super helpful ability to put on there. And then these are the two newest members. I haven't invested in much as in these ones because they kind of rely on a charge mechanic. See, the charged, and then see they gain 1 up to a maximum of 5. Pretty sure something in Dr. Octopus's kit helps them gain charges or something like that, so haven't quite invested in her. But once I get Dr. Octopus, it'll be Dr. Octopus, Electro, I think Vulture, Shocker, and Mysterio, and then I'll summon Rhino, just because my Shocker is incredibly strong already and my Rhino's pretty mid. As you can see, so summon characters, real quick, I'll touch on this. So he's going to have this ability which summons one of these characters. It's whatever one isn't already on the field, he's going to summon them. Now, because my Shocker is stronger than my Rhino, I'm gonna be summoning a Rhino, and hopefully he'll end up being stronger than the one that's in my roster. Because summon characters that summon other characters, it goes off their base stats. So since I have 5 red stars on my Dr. Octopus, the Rhino that I summon should be pretty beefy. And let's take a look at this ability. I thought it said something about, I think it may be in his passive, but whoever he summons gets extra speed or something like that. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm crazy. Our character, yeah. So he does. Dr. Octopus has crazy sustainability. So once I unlock him, I'll probably put that team on defense. But I'm pretty excited about that. I don't really care for Swarm. There's nothing in Swarm's kit that I really care for. Disrupted is fine. Defense down is great. But I'm just not. There's nothing in his kit that screams like this is really good to me. And he's pretty useless outside of a charging team where he gains more charges, because once he runs out of charges, I thought it was in this part of his kit, but it might be somewhere else. Whenever he runs out of charges, he kills himself. See, attacks himself for 400% damage. He kills himself when he runs out of charges, so I mean he's pretty useless outside of that Dr. Octopus team. So let's check our daily objectives and see what else we have left. So we've got one more battle in Arena, which may or may not be reset. We've got 2 real-time Arena battles, which I can show you some pretty fun teams in there. Raids, I always just try to do that, especially with the screen time currency. I always try to get that, squeeze that into my routine when I first start. Blitz battles, we'll do some Blitz battles because of the screen time again. And then daily objectives. You don't have to complete everything in this list to get this, because as you can see, this one's optional, but I knock them all out anyway. Because I mean, why wouldn't you? This one gives you a promotion credit, which isn't that big of a deal, but you're getting this currency, which I can show you what that's for. And then Alliance XP. My Alliance is currently maxed, so that's not that big of a deal, but I'll just show you that function right now. So you can enable this in the advanced settings, but it brings you up to this menu real quick. So if you just want to donate to your Alliance, boom, it's only 2 clicks. You get this currency. This stuff is awesome. I'll show you what I use it for. So I always do that, 10,000 gold a day. It's from credits and stuff like that. These chests open daily when you come in and do your donations, so I don't open those on the spot. So this is what Stark Tech is used for. You can upgrade these, and these are just bonuses to your different character types. So mine are all maxed out, so you may be asking, well, what do you do with that currency then? And I'll show you. So if you go into the supply section, you go over to the war store, and you scroll all the way to the bottom, you get these options right here. And what I use mine for, as you can see, I have 4,000, so I have to wait a little bit, but I buy these Elite 4 credits, because I value red stars more than I value this. I just don't think this is enough for this currency. We just scroll up a little bit to what I actually spend this currency on. And the red currency, I need 1,300 for just 5 character shards, and I'm only getting 500 for the conversion rate. And then these credits, 350, but if we go over to the orbs, I need 1,200. So I don't think that the value works out, to me at least. I want this, because I only need 5,000 of these to open an orb. Now, obviously I have to wait longer, but I think that the chance of like a 5, 6, or 7 red star is far more valuable than, using this on an orb. I don't know. I don't think these two are worth it. So this is what I use my I don't even know what these credits are called. What are they called? Yeah, alliance credits. Okay, so I use them on the elites because that's where I find, or what personally I think is the best value. So let's jump into a raid, and I'll show you some raid footage. So my alliance currently beat difficulty 1, so we're on difficulty 2, and we're doing Ultimate 7, which is the highest in the game. But we're on difficulty 2. Now the difficulty does go up to 5, but as a whole, my alliance isn't quite ready for that. So I joined Strike Team 2 because that's what I've always done. Just join this. Scroll down here. My alliance has assigned like lanes, so this is my lane right here. Now we're not actively trying to push for 100% or anything like that, so we just kind of jump in and do our fights, pretty much for the daily missions. And then on days where we're trying to commit and trying to complete the whole thing, I'll jump in every time my energy refreshes, and I'm jumping in. I'm using all 50 energy, waiting for the next refresh, and kind of jumping in, and chipping away at that raid because it is an alliance commitment. So I'll just show you some footage of the symbiotes in battle. So right away, already done a ton of damage over there on Doctor Strange, and then we'll do a nice curb stomp with Spider-Man. Nice. So Doctor Strange is one of the first ones you want to take out pretty much always. He's very annoying. He has an ability where he flips all of your positive effects into negative effects, and because it's the AI, it basically almost always works. So that's right there was an ability by AntiVenom where he takes the negative effect, flips it to a positive on himself, and then spreads it to all the symbiote allies. So that's where all those came from just now. Nice. But because my symbiotes are so strong, I'm pretty much just killing these characters just with the negative effects. Like if you saw just now, Crossbones just died simply because he had a bunch of bleeds on him. You just took him out. So I'm going to use this right here. None of my characters are heal blocked, none of them need healing, but the immunity is nice, and then I'm also giving myself 3 ability energy, which is going to give me this ultimate ability sooner. So I always pretty much spam that right after I use the ultimate ability. And then this is going to be pretty gnarly. Check this out. Bam. All 5 of them have heal block now. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, why not? We'll do this ability right here, which is going to stun Crossbones, and it actually took out Pyro, so that's pretty nice. We'll save the ultimate ability with Scream and just get some bleeds on the other ones. Now you might have noticed I'm taking a lot of turns. That's because between Carnage and Scream, there's a lot of speed that my team is getting. Carnage, his passive, is basically anytime an ability or a character falls into the red, you just see he did it right there. He did the Frenzied Fury ability, which grants all of my characters, I think, I can't remember how much percent, but a percentage of speed bar. And then Scream, every time a character dies, she's giving speed up to all allies. May or may not be symbiotes, I'm not entirely sure. I gotta check again, because I've used them so much just in their team, I don't know what they contribute outside of it. So yeah, these, I can go over them really quick. So these 3 I have on Skirmisher, because I value that more than Raider. And then I have Striker on Venom, and then I have Healer on AntiVenom. Now you might be asking, if you're familiar with the symbiotes, why do you have Healer on AntiVenom? Don't they heal enough as it is? They do, once they get the ball rolling. They can run into issues where, like there's certain nodes where a Loki or a Captain Marvel will be there, and they'll just get like a huge hit on one of the symbiotes and they could die. And sure, AntiVenom has a revive, but I value that ability energy more than reviving that character, in a sense at least. So I'd rather just keep everybody alive as long as possible because I want to keep spamming that ultimate ability. Yeah, as you can see, we have it right here available. So we're going to hit the shield security with that, and then bam, we've given ourselves immunity, we've got some speed, a bunch of heals, and then Venom just gave us a bunch of defense ups. So we're going to use the basic, and this is another reason I have Striker on him. So he's going to attack, apply bleed, and flip 2 positive effects to negative effects. And then because he's got the Striker class and he's currently vulnerable, he's going to get another attack and flip some more positive effects. So that's why I have that on him. And then I have Skirmisher on Scream, Carnage, and Symbiote Spider-Man just because I really value Skirmisher. They strip positive effects if a character already has vulnerable, and since Skirmisher is constant, or they apply vulnerable once, but the only one removing it is Venom. So pretty much, oh, that's not going to work for what I was going for, or what I was going to say. But if you apply vulnerable with the skirmisher, say if I apply it with Carnage right now, and then so it's going to pop up on him, and then when I hit him with Scream, if he had any positive effects, they would come off. And part of that is due to Scream's her passive ability gives everybody extra focus, which is super awesome. Let's see if I can pull that up as soon as she gets another turn. But yeah, we're just gonna keep chipping away. I love building up these negative effects on the enemy. It's just so satisfying. So I'll go here. So what it is if this character has 3 or more symbiote allies, apply negative 30% resistance to all enemies, which is super nice. So not exactly upgrading the focus, but it's just as good, honestly. So just because I don't want to deal with the heal block, I'll throw a big stun on Mordo and get some good damage out there. And then I hate these shield troopers. They're so annoying. They just constantly retaliate. So I'm going to get rid of him. Ooh, I should have targeted Mordo instead, giving myself speed, and I believe that translates to immunity from the stun, because there's no unstun positive effect. Ooh, so you can see Venom got some pretty gnarly negative effects there. So I'm just going to keep laying on the... So Punisher I want to take out because he does extra damage against villains, and 3 of my characters are villains, so I don't want to deal with that. Because I like to end every raid node at full health if possible. And this is definitely possible with not only this team, but just the way that this battle is currently going. See, all that healing, everybody's maxed out now. The only thing that's going to hurt me is if Scream gets a turn and all those bleeds come off. So go ahead and pop that. I should have popped it a while ago. Wasn't paying attention. You know, I never believe streamers when they say, oh, you know, when you're recording or something, or blah, 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 it affects how you play. I think it does. Just based on these raid battles I've done. Let's see, we're going a little long on time. I wanted it to be a little shorter than this. We're at 32 minutes right now, so I'll kind of try to hurry up and speed up. So next, for daily missions, we got to do RealTime Arena. Now this is a team I've been using just because of my challenges down here. As you can see, usability is Brawler, and then usability She-Hulk. Now She-Hulk is rough because I only have her, let's see, click on just this filter. It brings up the character. She's only at 28,000, so that's pretty low. So it's been kind of rough. She usually dies off pretty early, especially since one of her abilities is a taunt. But let's go into, we'll do 2 battles because we'll try to get the daily achievement knocked out. And then we'll call it quits for the day until daily reset. Drink some water because my throat's super dry. So this isn't an awful matchup. As you can see, we only have about a 30k power difference, so that's not terrible. I believe, personally, that the matchmaking has been significantly improved since it was rolled out last week. When it first came out, I could come in with 5 level 1 characters totaling less than 1,000, or 5, 3, like 1,500 power, and it would match me up against somebody at 400k. Like it was that bad. But now I think it's improved. It's a lot better. So I'm actually getting battles closer to my range. This guy's still loading in, so you'll have to forgive me for the delay. Okay, looks like he's in. We'll see if he just pushes auto or what he decides to do. So he attacked X23, so he's probably actually playing the game right now. We're off to an awful start. He's already done tons of damage to all these characters. Let's see if there's anything useful. Clear 3. Hero Brawler allies. So let's do a big hit. Yeah, I guess we'll just target Shocker and just try to get a big hit on him. Oof, that was terrible. That wasn't good at all. And then Nebula, she's a garbage character, so I mean, I don't have any high hopes for this. All enemies, some defense down, or let's go for the big damage. Oh man, already lost X23, already lost Shatterstar, about to lose Chavez. Okay, I'm not upset about this because he didn't go out of his way to target my She-Hulk. There are some people that do that. They'll just go after the weakest character, and that's not cool. I usually just quit out of those matches because I'm not going to give you the kills that you want if you're just going to go out of your way to target my challenge character like that. Like, the least you can do is kill her last. And that's kind of what that guy did. He didn't go out of his way to target her or anything like that. And so that was 4 more for my brawler objective. So hopefully we can get 6 abilities out of this and we'll be done with the brawlers. And then I just got to use She-Hulk. That would be awesome. Matter of fact, I didn't even get an ability with She-Hulk that time. So it's kind of rough. But it happens. Especially with crappy characters. See, now it's pretty evident that he's working on a She-Hulk challenge right now, so I'm going to go out of my way to not attack her, and I'm going to go for either Crystal or Electro over here, because I don't want to risk doing a chain attack and killing her on accident. So as much as it pains me, I'm not going to be attacking Black Bolt out the gate, so I'm going to attack Crystal. Yeah, super dry throat. You know, I never believed the streamers either when they said they get dry throat from talking so much, but man, talking this much. Definitely need to hydrate, especially with all these medications I'm on right now. So I'm doing super medium damage. I'm not doing that good at all. So let me know in the comments if you enjoy the music. I think the music's decent. It's just non-copyright playlist that I found. Actually, it's like the first one that comes up when you search non-copyright music. It's not bad though. I'm not a huge fan of like dubstep or techno or whatever, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, now you're being... See, that's not cool, man. I had 2 other targets and decided to attack my weakest character, being She-Hulk. It's not like she does a lot of damage or anything, so that was kind of a dookie head move. So, I just gonna use different abilities with him just to see his animations. So, this guy didn't end up being that cool. Boo on you, man. That's okay, though. It's whatever. I got a few abilities with brawlers in, so I don't have to use this team for much more. Let's see. Got 4 more, so I believe that's only 2 more abilities I gotta use. Yeah, 2 more abilities, so that's not bad. So that's gonna be the RealTime Arena ones. Actually, you know what? Let me show you a fun team that is pretty successful, I've noticed. Actually, let's just do this. Bring out this filter. And then I'm going to scroll down to Hydra and close that. So this team I've noticed is kind of ridiculous. So I'll do Winter Soldier, Red Skull, Zemo, Grenadier, and then Trooper. You might be asking why not Crossbones, and I'll show you why. I think Crossbones is a fine option. He can be pretty sneaky. Because of his AoE, they improved him, so he actually does some more damage, and he's got some more survivability. He's got a self-heal on his taunt. Oh no, 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 no. So he's got 3 very weak characters, which implies to me that those are challenge characters. And now I feel bad, because Zemo has an AoE as soon as he spawns in, so... Darkhan, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, bro. Didn't mean to just do you like that. So I'm going to do all of my attacks that don't chain. Oh crap, that one chains. So I'm just going to do basic attack because I don't want to be a dookie head to this guy. So yeah, just attack Phoenix, I guess, because I really don't want to be mean to this guy. It's very... I hate seeing... depending on how the person plays, kind of auto-quit when I see a Zemo just because I don't want to... It's so frustrating to just load into a fight and then instantly lose your challenge character, or Zemo's so fast, if he starts attacking my challenge character right away, I'm just like, that's just not cool, man. So I'm intentionally using basic abilities and only abilities that target one single person, just because I want to give him that chance to use his challenge characters, because it's not cool to just go after somebody like that. And I lost pretty epically. I probably would have had a chance if I put if I actually, put effort into it. But I mean, we're not going to know because I didn't do that. But that team would be fun, and just because I don't want to risk being mean to somebody else and losing, we'll just kind of, yeah, we got our 2 real-time arena battles. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Let's go knock out arena, and then we'll come back for the Blitz battles. Should be good. Yeah, it's good. So we'll just load into this one just because it's the first one I saw. We're at 39 minutes. Man, content is crazy. recordings, this kind of stuff. I think it's just taking longer because I'm talking through it, but it doesn't take me this long. Usually I'm done with all my daily objectives in maybe 20 minutes. I did have a phone call though, so that did extend it a little bit, but usually daily objectives don't take more than 20 minutes. They shouldn't. If you're doing longer than that, you're probably spending extra time on something. Throw out some more debuffs, and then get them to target our Phoenix. Oh yeah, she's gonna die. Nice. So Ultron's not gonna... Oh, never mind, he didn't even go to the red. So let's just throw slow on all the enemies. Okay, it's fine, you can attack me. Just gonna summon, so that's gonna put Disrupted on him, and then, oh, actually, let's go in for the big hit on Hela, take her out. And then that leaves Ultron open. Oof, lost Dark Phoenix already. Kind of an oof, no big deal though. I'm sure we can manage without her. Then let's do... Actually, I'm gonna save the ultimate. Yep, take out Ultron. Hopefully Emma survives. Ooh, no. That is a big no. Let's get a big ult. Take out some Ultron bots and a Greg. And then throw this ultimate out. Ooh, so Black Bolt's gonna survive. Kind of an oof there, but that's alright. Because we've got... Let's throw up offense down. Didn't stick on Black Bolt, so that's unfortunate. And then we're gonna eat Phoenix ult. Oof. So this is gonna be an L right here. That's unfortunate. That's okay though. In these kinds of games, I don't stress about arena. I don't particularly care. As you can tell by my rank, I could be a lot higher if I wanted to grind, but it's just not for me. Arena is one of those modes where you're never going to stay on the top unless you're willing to whale basically everything, because there's always going to be something that counters the meta and always going to be something that's better. So arena is not a big focus for me. It's a great source of like free power cores and stuff like that, but you get enough from your daily objectives and stuff like that. I really don't think arena is something you need to stress about. Other people would disagree with me, and that's fine. I think people tend to value the arena currency more just because the characters in here are required for a different number of things. Like Quake is one of the Inhumans to get Ebony Maw. Shield Security is great for that shield team. I'd say he's pretty much a linchpin. Like, you need to have a strong shield security to keep your Coulson and them alive. Drax is needed for Guardians of the Galaxy, so you can unlock Star-Lord. Mordo is a villain mystic controller, so he's needed for Phoenix. Juggernaut's needed for, well, he's one of like the 20 million characters needed for Magneto, because there's tons of Brotherhood and X-Men now. Deadpool's needed for X-Force, which unlocks Dr. Octopus. M'Baku's for Wakandans, which is the Chaos Theory, which is basically priceless. Vulture can be used to unlock Shuri and Invisible Woman, and Heimdall is for Black Bolt. And then Blob is another Brotherhood, so you can unlock Magneto. Crystal is another Inhuman. So yeah, there's 2 Inhumans in the store, and the Corvus Glaive is needed for that Black Order team. So I understand that this is a very valuable currency just because of the characters, but as long as I'm making a purchase a day, I'm pretty okay with that. Because it is what it is, you know. I'm not going to stress about it. And the longer you play, the more you build up, so you'll get more of everything. Okay, so now we're going to go into Blitz. So because of the event right now, you actually get more points if you turn off Sim Blitz and auto every battle, but it's just not worth it for me. It takes too much time. So I'm just going to go through and click through and just blast through these battles. I don't really care about the win-lose ratio, because if I lose, that just drops me down in tiers, which makes it easier for the rest of my teams to do well. Yeah, I should have lost that. There's no way this team would actually beat symbiotes. So some of the sim battles are just kind of funky. Like, I'm probably going to win this. Yeah, see, that's odd. Hand is not good. They desperately need a rework. They had one rumored, but that hasn't come yet, and there's no announcement for it, so we'll see if and when it happens, but it's supposedly still in the works. It's just been delayed for whatever reason. I know COVID really threw off their schedule. They had tons of plans that were fixed to be released, and they just never did, or they were extremely delayed. like Taskmaster came out, so if you can see Taskmaster right there. He's very important for that mercenary team. He released around the time the Black Widow movie was supposed to come out, and then no other characters from the Black Widow movie came out until this patch. You got Yelena and Red Guardian coming out, but they were all supposed to release in like a patch together with a Black Widow rework. But Black Widow's not even on the team that the rest of them are on, so who knows? So yeah, the schedule's been super funky. We're getting stuff out of order. If you couldn't already tell, we're getting a lot of X-Men in this patch, except it's not the full team, but they're designed specifically to work with the astonishing X-Men and not X-Men in general, so you can't even use them temporarily. You can't like interchange them with the rest of the X-Men, which is kind of funky. I would prefer if they made teams like that. But my only complaint would be, make it interchangeable, but don't give me an odd number of characters. Like, don't give me 7 X-Men characters that are interchangeable in a team with, you know, 2 leftover characters that can't be used for anything. That's like kind of my pet peeve. Like, if you're gonna make a faction generic enough to me where you can make plug and play and just kind of interchange the characters, at least give me enough for 2 full teams so I can, you know, do different things with each team. That's my biggest thing as far as that goes. But it doesn't look like they're leaning towards that. It looks like they're leaning towards just like a set 5 character team, which is fine, I guess. I don't mind cookie cutter just because it makes it easier, and it's a lot easier for new players to grasp the concept of like team synergy if you can just say, hey, use these 5 characters together and just watch how they perform, and just kind of understand their kits and understand how they work together. I don't mind that personally. Like I mentioned with the accessibility portion of it, I just think it makes it easier. And I'm all about new players having an easier time playing the game, because that means we're going to be able to get a wider player base, and the game's going to survive longer. The game's already been out for over 2 years, so it's looking pretty healthy. The competitor, I guess you can say competitor to this game, the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, just celebrated their 5-year anniversary. So I mean, these hero collector games are sustainable, and the Marvel universe, in my opinion, is so much bigger than the Star Wars universe that it could go for far longer and not run into issues of like, oh, what character do we bring into the game? We can just take a look at the roster now and see what kind of off-the-wall characters they've included. I've already mentioned Swarm. Strife isn't that huge of a character. Let's keep going. Yelena's not that huge. I know she was Black Widow in the comics for a bit. And that's the other thing. They kind of merge the comic universe in the MCU and just kind of make their own thing of it. So like, so obviously MCU or, you know, Ultimate Universe, Nick Fury right there. You've got Shuri, and a lot of the characters for the Black Panther are actually the designs from the Black Panther movie. You got Falcon, who's more obviously in tune with his Avengers look. You can see Red Wing up there. So definitely MCU there. MCU, I mean, Iron Man is kind of generic. Kind of always looks the same, unless you want to do like a palette swap or something. This is obviously the Netflix show. And then, but characters like Namor have obviously never been in the MCU, so they're just kind of doing original designs and things like that. Obviously MCU for Wasp as well, and all the Pym-Tech characters, every single one of them. Except for Stature, because she's not yet in the MCU. I think she has a confirmed actress for Quantumania, which is the Ant-Man 3 title. And then obviously the X-Men do not share any resemblance to their Foxverse counterparts. So that's going to do it. We'll just go ahead and collect all these right here. You can see the screen time, this red icon here, on some of these missions. So you want to make sure you do all your daily missions, because there's tons of free cores, free gold, character XP. As you can see, I'm on the grind up here. I'm on the grind towards level 80. I don't know how close that actually is to level 79, but I'm getting there. And to finish out the video, we'll just go over here real quick, open up some orbs. We got a premium. And Mordo, whatever. That'll give me some ultimate shards. Ooh, 2 Shatterstar orbs. Let's see what we get. 4 shards for Shatterstar, not too bad. And then some Vision shards. Yeah, Vision's been in the game forever, and I never maxed him out. I know lots of people loved him. I just didn't care for him, so I never went out of my way for him. It's some more Ultimus food. Yeah, open another gold orb. Really hoping for 1,000,000, but that's okay. Scroll to the bottom here. I've got 3 primetime orbs, which I think somebody did the math, and these actually do end up being the most value and the most efficient for points. The only thing you could argue is these other rewards here, these orbs, or these orb shards. If you open the smaller orbs, you tend to get more, but I think the value overall is just more there for like these kinds of resources. You saw I was grinding these earlier, so it's going to save me some time, and I think time is more valuable than, like, you know, gold or whatever. Phosphates are always nice at every level. I think that gave me enough for another gold orb. Ooh, some milestone orbs. These are always fun because I like to play the game of what if I get Symbiote Spider-Man. I don't need that many more to get a 7-star or a 6-star, so I'm pretty excited about that. Open up this gold. Man, not doing super lucky on the gold, but that's okay. So yeah, it's gonna say 62 just because. Go in here, open this blue, and then scroll down, open this orange one, and then got 2 ISO orbs. Nice. So that's gonna wrap it up for today. I would show you footage from Dark Dimension, but I mean, it's such a wash. It's whatever. And then we're in a war against. There's only 2 people in this alliance, or 2 or 4 in this entire alliance. So I mean, it's not worth showing footage from because it's all just basic shield agents. As you can see, we're tearing through their helicarrier because I mean, there's like 2 people in this alliance. So I'm not going to show any footage from that, but next time we get a war, I'll jump in when I have about 5 energy, and I'll just kind of find teams to fight, and then I'll show you some war footage, because certain teams do different things in war, so I mean, it is worth showing for certain teams. But that's going to wrap it up for today. I'm sorry this video went longer than I intended it to. We're at 52 minutes, give or take. Sorry about that. Trying to make it shorter today. It really doesn't take this long to knock out all your daily missions and objectives. It just took a lot longer because I was talking through it. I do plan on doing some more videos. I would like to do a video talking about legendary characters because I feel like that's very important. With these hero collector games, people tend to say, the legendary characters are the most important, and that's true, but which ones are most important is kind of where the debate comes in. And I think there's only, just real quick, check and see, but I want to say there's only 10 legendary characters, and so I was going to do like a top 5 on the importance and which one. Yeah, so there's only 10, so I'm going to do a video of which 5 you should go for first, in terms of which ones are accessible and then which ones are better. I don't know, we'll talk about that when we do the actual video, because as you can see, I have like almost all of them at gear 14 except for, okay, so I have 6 of them at gear 14, never mind. But there's a good reason for that, and we'll talk about that later. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up for today. Sorry for running long, and thank you so much if you enjoyed or watched the video. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you want to say anything about the music, or if you want to ask for anything specifically. I am more than happy to cover anything in this game because I really enjoy it. As you can tell, I've been playing it for a long time. I spent a lot of time on it. I've spent some money on it throughout the couple of years that I've played it now, and I really love it. It's a Marvel game, it's a Marvel IP, so I really love that aspect of it. I think hero collector games are more enjoyable when you have like an attachment to the IP, because there's some games where I couldn't stick with them. Like I tried to play a Lego game, and it was alright, it was fun, but it wasn't just an IP I could get with. So that's just an example of play what you enjoy. So if you're going to get more enjoyment out of playing a Star Wars IP or like almost like a D&D fantasy universe style, there's Dragon Champions, which is great. Very easy to get into, newer game, less characters, nice and easy to get into, pretty cheap. If you want to spend money on it, very cheap because it has no bigger IP, so they can afford to be cheaper with it. So there's different kinds of games out there. Oh crap, I'm on a side tangent. So sorry about that. Thank you again if you enjoyed watching the video, and we'll catch you guys next time. See ya.